EA Sports. It's in the game.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of Heinz Field, will be the site for our upcoming game between Houston and Pittsburgh. Now we'll go to Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth for the opening kickoff. Tom?
It will be clear and mild for today's game. Hello, folks. Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth getting set for this one. Any thoughts on this game, Chris?
And you know, the first week of the NFL season can really set the tempo for an entire season. I tell you, 1-0 looks a heck of a lot better than 0-1.
And we'll see what this season has in store as we get the kick underway. It's fielded at the 2. Drilled at the 27. You always want to have a successful first drive. It really sets the tone for the whole game offensively. Let's see how they do here. Houston comes to the line with 3 wide. Green runs a counter. He's dropped at the 31. And he picks up about 4. That'll bring up second down. Houston has several offensive players they turn to for big plays. Here are just a few. Shaw sends a man in motion. He drops back. Short throw to the right. Pass is complete. And he's knocked out at the 33. Not much of a gain at all on that completion. What happened on that?
Well, I think the offense really just tried to make a safe throw rather than taking a big chance and throwing it down the field. You get the ball in the hands of the receiver and let him try and make a play. That time, nothing there.
They tackle him for a loss. What happened on that series, Chris?
The defense was good and the offense stunk, Tom. What else you need to know?
The Steelers have everyone on the line. Looks like they're coming after this one. Gets the punt away. Holmes fields it at the 30. Tackled at the 38. Not a bad return there.
That was really a good effort. There wasn't a ton of room for him to run, but he was able to get up the field, get a few yards. You never get upset with a punt return guy like that. It wasn't spectacular, but he got the job done.
He's tackled around the 45-yard line. The running back picks up 6 on that play. From their own 45-yard line. The Steelers come out in a 2 tight end set. Makes the run. Gets away under heavy pressure. The rush gets there, and he goes down. Defense is getting pressure. He's dropped. Once again. He drops back. Rolling right. Gets the throw away. Threw it right to him, but he can't handle it. It's 4th down. The Steelers line up to punt. They get this one off, and it's a great kick. Jones takes it at the 45. They really did a good job keeping him contained on that.
Yeah, he really didn't have much of a chance at all to make anything happen there. I know this guy's a dangerous punt return guy, but you can't do it on your own.
Houston sends a man in motion to the left. And the defense has a heavy rush. And he's out at the 25. Gain of 4 on the pass. Green, the lone back. Green takes the handoff. He's dropped at the 25. The running back gets about a yard, maybe less. Offset I formation in the backfield. Back to pass. Rockets it out. Tip pass. Oh my, the quarterback is lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, you try and fit some of those into some tight holes, and every once in a while, you're going to get one pick, but that was a pretty good play by the defense.
Gets the punt away. Holmes takes it at the 36. Tackled at the 43-yard line. Seems like the coverage broke down a bit on that.
I thought they had him pretty well contained on that play, but he did find a small crack in the coverage, got it up the field. They were lucky they got hold of him. He could have broken that one off.
Brought down at the 47-yard line. 4-yard gain on the play, and that will bring up second down. Pittsburgh comes out in the shotgun. Here we go. Sets up the play action. Surveys the field. It's tipped and intercepted. He's dropped around the 34-yard line. Certainly not the best pass we've seen him throw today, Chris. And the defender was right there to pick it off.
And sometimes pressure is cumulative. Over the course of a day, over the course of a season, that pressure starts to get there. You rush and throw, and you turn it over.
Dumps it out right. And gets the pick. Into the end zone for a touchdown. Great play by the defender. He was able to take it for 6.
You know, some defensive players, you don't want to throw it in their zone because it might get intercepted. Some guys, you absolutely don't want to throw it there because they can turn it into a touchdown going the other way.
Pittsburgh is up a touchdown. Not a bad kick. Gathered at the 6. Brought down at the 33-yard line. On his last drive, the quarterback completed a pass, but to the other team. Throwing another one would be disastrous to this offense. They're going to pitch it. And they get him at the 38. Halfback takes the toss, gets a good 5 yards on that play. It's 2nd and 5 here. Ball on their own 38. From the gun. Then he hands it off again. And he will lose yardage on the play. The offense had a tough time picking up all their blocks on that play.
You know, you can draw up any sort of protection scheme and blocking scheme that you want. But ultimately, this game comes down to one big man against another big man. And that time, the defense's big man, they won the battle.
The defense just didn't match up well on that play.
Yeah, tough to match up one-on-one in man coverage against that wide receiver. He's pretty good.
He'll get the call again. He's brought down at the 43-yard line. 2-yard pickup. That brings up second down. Green is the deep back as they line up in the out. And they'll run him again. Drop behind the line. Tried to run, but there was nothing available.
And if you can make a running back hesitate just a little, that time you could see there really was no hole, and the running back was just fishing for a place to go.
Gets the pass away. Great open field tackle. Oh boy, that's a nice play on 3rd down.
Clutch play by the receiver that time on 3rd down. As a receiver, you really have to just flat out want the ball in that situation. You can tell that this guy really does.
Throws off his back foot. Dropped and easy. What an effort out there. He just got his hands in there and broke it up.
I love watching the closing speed of this defense. When they see the ball, they go get it.
Houston lines up in the offset eye this time. He's tackled at the 29-yard line. 1 yard on the play, and so it'll be 3rd down. The defense is really struggling on third down here. The offense is 2 for 2 on this drive. We played a quarter. The score is 7-0. Shaw drops back to pass. Guns it left. He makes another reception on the drive. He gunned that one in there for the first down, didn't he?
He really did. And when you watch a guy throw a ball that hard, they don't move their arm any faster. You see them driving off that back leg. That was a pretty pass.
And they get him at the 16-yard line. Didn't get much. That'll bring up second down. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 16. Houston got a 4-wide set. Looks to pass. And they're coming after him with the catch. He gets in for 6. Nice play call on that one to get the ball in the receiver's hand.
Well, this quarterback isn't always perfect, but when he gets hot, he can make throws like that in the small spots that are so impressive.
Point after is good. And here's your drive summary for that last series. Kicks it off. He'll take it from the 2. Drilled at the 30. So as the offense heads back onto the field, we'll take this time to remind you that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. If it's in the game, it's in the game. They give it to the tailback.
Oh, shit, bitch.
At the 40, at the 30, to the 20, to the 10. He's in, touchdown. And so with a playoff defenders in his wake, he takes it down the field for a touchdown.
Boy, did he hit the Jets or what? Once he got clear, it was over. Goodbye.
They'll look to tack on the extra point. Kick is up. Extra point is good. Pittsburgh is up a score. He kicks it off. He'll return it from the 6. He's hammered at the 39-yard line. On their last drive, they had success with a passing game. We'll see if they go back to the aerial attack as the offense heads onto the field. They'll set up shop at the 39-yard line. Offset I formation in the backfield. Here's the give. Tackle at the 50. That was an excellent run there to pick up the first.
Yes, sir. He really found a nice hole, was able to exploit it for a good gain. They're going to have to do a better job getting in those running lanes if they're going to stop him consistently.
Gets the ball away. Walter looks to have been shaken up a bit on that play. Short yardage situation here, 2nd and a yard. Green lines up as the deep back, I formation. The pass rush got it, and the linebacker was able to get him on the blitz.
I always thought training camps were done backwards. They always start with the simple protections, the simple plays. If I were coaching on day 1, all I would do is practice picking up blitzes. If you can pick up blitzes, you can block anything.
Trying to make something happen, or was that just a bad pass?
Not so much a bad pass as a bad decision. He saw the coverage there, simply had to go to the next receiver. He didn't make the right move.
Gets it away cleanly. He fumbled it. Taylor recovered it. They should be thankful to get it back.
Boy, you're not kidding with that one. You just get the punt. The defense has done a great job, and now you almost give it right back to them. Very, very lucky on that one.
On play action, brings it in. Brought down around the 17-yard line. Strong, accurate throw leads to a pretty good game.
Now, they didn't pick up the first down that time, but you drop back, you make a good throw like that. Now you're in position to try and pick up this first down.
Fakes to the back. Looks down the field. Scrambles. It's there for the catch. He steps out at the 28-yard line. A decent gain on the pass.
And that's good quarterback play. He recognized the blitz. He understood what was happening with the coverage behind it and found the open man.
Pause. He's dropped at the 29-yard line. Parker comes away with 2 yards on the carry.
Make sure that you take advantage of your best receiver out there. He's one of those guys who can force the defense to double him. And when they do, that'll open other things up for you.
He fakes it. Throws it short. He couldn't hang on to it. Parker was unable to make the catch on that pass attempt. 3rd and 8. Ball on the 29. The Steelers find out the trips bunched on the right side. Drops back. Goes through his read. He rolls out to the left. Right through his hands. He almost had the pick. Once again, a perfect opportunity to take another look at it. Sepulveda kicks it away. And did he ever get a hold of this one? Jones takes it at the 21. And they get him around the 27-yard line. Decent return there. He'll give his offense pretty good field position.
You know, I like that return. Nothing flashy, but it was really effective. The thing I hate to see are guys that are dancing around back there trying to be a playmaker when they're really not. At least he got up the field, got a few yards. That's what I like to see.
Dumps it out left. He finds the tight end in open space. 2 minutes left in the half. Nice job by the quarterback to hit the tight end for a decent gain.
You know, tight ends may not come up with those real explosive plays down the field all the time, but they sure are a nice target for the quarterback.
Daniels in motion. Looking to throw. It appears that we have a flag on the play. Looks like the ref is going to call this one back. It looked like you got a handful of jersey on that.
Well, you hold with your hands, but more often than not, holding is created by not moving your feet. There, clearly, he didn't get his feet in position, so he had no choice but to hold.
Flips the pass. Huge pressure by the defense. What an open field tackle. Good pocket presence shown as the quarterback was able to get rid of it just before the pressure got to him.
Little 7-yard throws like that have really become the staple of the National Football League. So many defenses now not allowing the big throws down the field. You have to be willing to take throws just like that.
From their own 35-yard line. Houston comes to the line with 3 wide. Shaw takes it back. Throws on the run. Brought down at the 46-yard line. And for as good of a catch as that was, this offense now has to deal with a 4th down. Pittsburgh looks like they're sending everything but the kitchen sink at this point. He punts it. From the 50. Tackled around the 21-yard line. The defense could do no wrong the last time this team had the ball. The offense will take over at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Roethlisberger comes to the line under center. Single set backfield this time. Rolls right. All kinds of pressure. Runs over tackler. He's dropped at the 33-yard line. And now they'll have to hurry back to the line.
And they're going to have to really start hustling back to the line of scrimmage now because he didn't get out of bounds. Now your offense has to get in that hurry-up mode.
Parker alone in the backfield. He drops back. Short throw to the left. And they get him at the 36-yard line. He went to the short man, but the defense was right there to make the play.
Yeah, and this is one of those plays that's a lot like a long, extended handoff. He gets it out to the receiver and just lets him work on the outside. That time, though, unable to pick up much yardage.
He steps out at the 43-yard line. He picked up a huge chunk of yardage on the carry.
Can't ask for anything much better than that. Not only do you pick up good yardage on the play, but the defense broke down, allowing him to get to the outside and get the ball out of bounds, stopping the clock.
Fires deep, right side. Wayne gets the interception. And here's a perfect opportunity Offset I formation in the backfield. Give to the tailback. He's brought down at the 27-yard line. This running back just showed off some nice ability there.
Yeah, the offensive line did their job. They created enough of a seam to get him up into the secondary, and then he was able to explode from there.
Throws wild on the run. Brought down at about the 47-yard line. That would work just as they drew it up.
Good pass, good catch, I agree. Sometimes there's really nothing you can do as a defense to stop a well-executed pass play.
He's looking to throw. Short throw to the right. Tackled at the 44-yard line. Nice grab on the play, his second catch of the drive.
Yeah, and I'm going to expect to see a lot more passes to this guy. He's a good receiver. He's talented. He can make the catch and get upfield. But more importantly right now, this defense is creating some opportunities for him to catch the ball.
Great time for that type of pass. It worked to perfection.
That was a nice job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback enough time to survey the field and find the open guy.
Throws it short. He's there for the catch. Finally make the tackle, and it will be first and goal. And we've come to halftime here. The score is 14-7.
Thanks. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of the first half.
The kick is away from his own goal line. And he gets brought down hard. So before the offense hits the field, let's take the time to let you know that our game is brought to you by EA Sports. Offset I formation in the backfield. Here's the halfback. And they get him at the 31. He picks up 4 yards on the carry.
You come into this one with a game plan, but the sign of a great coach is one who can make the right adjustments over the course of a game. Don't stick with something if it's not working.
There's a play fake. Surveys the field. And it's completed. And he's depleted at the 46-yard line. And this receiver just loves it when the defense is in man coverage.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than when you're coming off the ball and you know it's just you and the guy across from you. That's just good old-fashioned football. But you also know typically when you get man coverage, your quarterback is under pressure.
He's tackled around the 34-yard line.
Ben Roethlisberger just looks like an NFL quarterback, doesn't he? He's tall, he's well-built, he's athletic, he buys time with his feet. And it's probably what most people don't talk about with Roethlisberger. His ability to make that first pass rusher miss and still get off the big plays. He is a tremendous talent.
The Steelers line up with 3-1. Roethlisberger with the give. Brought down at the 21-yard line. Harper gained around 6 yards. That'll be enough to get the first.
You guys can smell the end zone. Give it to your back and let him finish this drive off.
Offset I formation in the backfield. Makes the run. Now he's scrambling. Passes the line. Breaks free. Tackled right around the 4-yard line. And that was a really nice run to the quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was quite that quick, but he found the seam, was able to get upfield for a nice gain. You know, if he keeps making plays like that, you might have to see a spy defensively to shut him down.
And he scores. What a play! That's his second score of the game, Chris.
Yeah, it was, but the defense just looked like they were out of sync on that last play. They haven't been sharp the entire game, to be honest. There's got to be some miscommunication, failed gap responsibility, because they're just running the ball too consistently against this defense.
Here's a quick look at the drive summary. Decent kick. Jones from the 2. Hit and drop at the 30. Once again, we'll take this opportunity to remind you that this game is brought to you by the fine folks at EA Sports. They'll get the ball here at the 30. First down, 10 to go. out of the I formation. Makes a cut, and he will be hit and dropped. After that run, they might want to give him the ball a few more times.
I agree. It looks like the defense is a little tired out there. Whatever the case, they're having a tough time now stopping the run.
He throws it. Fails to connect with his man. That incompletion will bring up second down. They'll go from the I formation. It's the tailback. Brought down behind the line. He was caught with nowhere to go.
This is a pretty good running back, and if you can hit him up like that, pretty impressive.
They line up at the 41. Only one man back. Shaw dropping back. Short pass. And they get him right around the 46-yard line. Not much chance of converting that pass into a first down.
Nah, that's really what the defense was hoping for there. They settle their defense behind the chains, allow you to catch the ball, come up and make the tackle. Perfectly executed that time by the defense.
The last drive ended in a touchdown, and they take the field again, hoping for a similar result. Roethlisberger is lined up under center. Two tight ends this time. He's dropped for a loss. That safety just came flying in there to make the tackle.
It is just so difficult for offensive lines to account for the safety. Typically, that's the one free runner that you have. And if you have a top-flight safety back there that can come in and make those kinds of plays, it really helps your run defense.
He drops back to pass. Throws it. Caught out of bounds, incomplete. He couldn't get 2 feet in on that one.
Well, that's something receivers work on all the time, dragging that back toe, just unable to do it that time.
He's looking to throw. Looking for an open man. With the pass. Pass completed. He's dropped at the 38. Despite the great effort, it will still bring up 4. And they'll keep the offense out there on 4th down. This is kind of a surprising call here for the coach. This is an obvious punting situation. And he just got hammered. Good call on 4th, and they pick up enough for the first down.
And every offensive coordinator has that one special play. They've been studying it all week. They look at the tendencies on the defense, and they know on 4th down, if they really have to have one, that's the play they're going to.
He fakes it. He tries to scramble. There for the reception. Brought down right around the 12-yard line. He can really throw it in there nicely.
This guy's arm is really something, isn't it? He's not afraid to make any throw at any time.
Play fake. Under heavy pressure. He'll try the end zone. And he makes the catch. Touchdown.
You know, doing the highlight shows that I do, it just seems like every week is the Ben Roethlisberger show. You know, you see him always making the pass rushers miss and scrambling out and making a play and making a big throw just week after week. A very consistent, a very talented quarterback.
Not a bad kick. Jones from the 2. And he's drilled. What a hit. Let's see if the offense can put something together on this drive. The Texans line up with an offset I backfield. Here's the give. Tackle at the 30. The running back gets about a yard, maybe less. We've got 2nd and 9 here. Ball on the 30-yard line. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. The score is 28-7. Daniels goes in motion. He drops back to pass. He throws on the run. Out of bounds, incomplete. Quarterback led the receiver just a little too much.
Yeah, he put a little too much on that pass and forced the receiver to make the catch out of bounds.
Shaw looking to pass. He throws short. And they get him right around the 32-yard line. Pretty good gain on that completion, but it won't be enough for the first.
And you could see the defense that time. They knew exactly where those first down chains were. They were going to allow some underneath passes that then came up and made the tackle, and that's going to bring up fourth down. Big play that time.
They'll keep the drive alive with that great pass for a first down.
It is so hard to complete passes like that on fourth down because there's no mystery about what you're going to have to do. And especially in those long yardage situations, you have to execute perfectly, and that's exactly what they did.
Stiff arms, and the defender still makes the tackle. A 1-yard gain.
And they really ran right into the blitz. That's a time that a veteran quarterback should have changed the play at the line of scrimmage. You could see the blitz coming. He didn't audible, and then he came away with the short gain.
That's a 4-yard pickup through the air. That'll bring up third down. 3rd and 5 situation. Offset I formation in the backfield. On play action, makes the catch. He's brought down around the 33-yard line. Might have been hurt on that one, but it appears it isn't too serious. The backfield is in the offset I formation. It's the tailback. Brought down at the 33-yard line. Got maybe a couple of feet.
Very effective call that time by the defensive coordinator, bringing the outside linebacker a terrific way to give your defense some help in stopping the run.
They line up with one running back in the backfield, 3-1. He's under pressure. There for the catch. He's dropped around the 17-yard line. Excellent pass for the quarterback on that play.
I'm really enjoying watching the timing between this receiver and the quarterback. We're seeing a well-schooled offense now going to work.
And they get him at about the 7-yard line. He's been busy on this drive. That's his 3rd grab on this series.
And this is a little hard to explain, but I really think that you see receivers begin to get comfortable after they make their first catch and get hit. But any time in a drive that you catch multiple balls, you just get into a rhythm like a punter or like a quarterback throwing the ball or a pitcher. It's something that's a part of sports that's kind of hard to explain.
Short throw to the left. Can't hang on. Walter was the intended target on that incomplete pass attempt. The offense facing another 4th down following a conversion in this situation earlier in this drive. Looking to throw. With the hard throw out to his left. He's in for the score. The quarterback threw a pretty ball there for the touchdown.
And we've talked about his arm strength, and his accuracy keeps showing through in this game. That was beautifully delivered.
Point after is good. With about 3 minutes of play remaining here in the 4th quarter. The score, the Steelers 28, the Texans 14. Let's see what happens as the kick team looks like they'll try the onside kick. The onside attempt. He's hammered at the 40. And I can't blame them for trying the onside, but they're just not able to come away with it.
And like the saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures, but for them, desperate measures didn't work out.
Sets up the play action. He threw off his back foot. Robinson interception. That play is worthy of another look. Here's the backfield is in the offset I formation. Looks to pass. He needs to get the pass off. He's brought down around the 50-yard line. That last catch puts him over 100 receiving yards.
And one of the things I like watching about this receiver is that he understands how to read coverages. More often than not, a wide receiver has to understand reading coverages at least as well as the quarterback. Otherwise, the quarterback will see one thing and the receiver another.
A good play to the tight end that time.
And tight ends are so big that as coverage people, it's tough to figure out how to defend them. If you're on their left side, they throw it to their right side. If you're behind them, they throw it in front. Tight ends are tough to cover.
He makes a great open field tackle. I expected to see them pass it.
Well, I understand you don't want to get completely one-dimensional, but at some point you have to crank it up and try and make some plays, and I think that time has passed.
Passes it. Brings this one in. Brought down around the 23-yard line. That pass is good for a first down.
And he had some zip on that one, didn't he? He reared back and threw that one about as hard as he could.
Shaw changes the play at the line. Shaw on first down. Scans the field. Gets the pass off. Tackle at the 16-yard line. The completion nets them a gain of 7. Ace backfield this time. The Texans changing their play at the line. Looks to pass. Dumps it out right. Interception, and that will seal their fate. It's a loose ball. They get the turnover, and the defense gets their second of the game.
And Tom, he had that one all the way. You could see it. He was reaching with defense eyes and jumped. Nice play.
This one was close enough that the booth wants to take another look.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. He was pretty close to being down before that ball came out. This one could really go either way.
He's tackled around the 13-yard line. Not much there on the screenplay. Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 13-yard line. They come out in a goal line set. He fakes it, and the defense has a heavy rush. Hit him in the hands, but he can't hang on. So instead of running out the clock, they elect to pass, and I got to say, scratching my head on that.
Well, that makes two of us because the risk of throwing an incompletion or even an interception there far outweighs the benefits of trying to throw that football.
All kinds of pressure. He's dropped right around the 14-yard line. That play was stuffed from the get-go.
And it's not very often that I get really excited about defensive line play, but that time the guys up front on defense were just overpowering.
Jones fields it at the 35. He makes a move, and he's brought down. Everything seemed to go right for him there. That was an excellent job on the return.
He just took that long punt and flew up the field. To tell you the truth, when I saw him first touch the football, I'm thinking he might take this one all the way back. There was a lot of space in the field. Give the coverage team a little credit. At least they kept him out of the end zone.
Looked for a seam, but he wasn't able to find anything.
And let's give credit to the defense. They had a great push there. They got in the backfield, took control of their own gaps.
Shaw will look to pass. On the run, he throws it. He's brought down right around the 32-yard line. Just about 6 yards on that completion.
Good vision shown by the quarterback on that play to find the open man. You could see him looking around and then checking it down late for a nice pickup.
Brought down at the 29-yard line. The Steelers call a timeout, and they've got 2 remaining. This one is over, folks. Just time for one more play to get some stats. Don't be surprised to see everyone trying to pick this one up. Defense is getting pressure, and it's not loose. And this one's over. Our final score is the Steelers 28, the Texans 14.
Thanks. And here's a look at your key plays in this game. From all of us here at EA Sports, it's been a pleasure to bring this game to you. With Tom Hammond and Chris Collinsworth, I'm John Madden, saying so long.